What's up, guys? Justin Brock here, back at it again with another mind-bending video. Today, on our 2-Minute Tuesday, we're going to talk about something that I saw my good friend Bradley Flowers write on Twitter this morning. And what that was if you could have all the money back paid for your college degree, would you give that piece of paper back to get that money back? So before we get further into it, I want you to answer that in the comments. Yes or no? Would you give it back, and explain your answer? That would be great. So thank you so much. Stay tuned. Here we go. All right, guys. So I want to answer this question first. I'm a little bit of a unique scenario. I didn't pay a whole lot of money for my degree because I was in the military and I was using a little thing called tuition assistance for active duty members. I got a degree through the American Military University. I wish I could have the time back that I could apply towards something else, because the piece of paper really has no value to me. And I did it all online, which means I didn't get any of the potential networking or experience opportunities out of it. And so to elaborate on some of those other opportunities, Jeff Center posed a question this morning: would you have gotten the initial job that helped give you your skill set without a degree? And that's going to have varying answers. There are some people that the degree may have opened a door that then they learned something that was vital to their future success. Like Sid talked about, there was a time when Verizon wasn't hiring people that didn't have a college degree. I don't think they're doing that anymore, but there was a time where that was a door opener. And so for some people, it might have been the right door that was opened, and so it could have had some value. I think that value is lessening over time with people like Elon Musk coming out and saying, he's actively basically targeting people without degrees for employment because he's not seeing a whole lot of value from the degree itself. But the stigma at one time may have made it necessary. Going forward, if you're looking at it from a perspective of, should I pay for my kids to go to college? How much should I pay? It's kind of ridiculous, right? Also, when you're looking at college, there isn't an experience aspect to it and a networking aspect to it. Maybe the degree didn't get you in the door, but maybe somebody that you met there. I was talking to James Whitley the other day, and while he was in college, one of his buddies from college, he met his dad through that. And now James runs SLS's Final Expense telesales, division, which I believe has become the primary focus of that business and is doing very well. So that relationship could have come from college. Now, if you replace, so I pose it more as a question of time and money. If I could have the money back and the time, where could I have better allocated that time? And so when I look at, should my kid go to college, I'm kind of looking at what else is that kid going to do from 18 to 22 or 18 to 24? What are they going to do with that time? It's not a question of, is there value in that time? There's value in any time, Shit, you could meet somebody to give you an opportunity in prison under the right circumstances. And so there's value in all time. I met a lot of people in the military that have helped me. I learned a lot of things in the military. Most of all, I think it kept me out of permanent trouble, because you get in trouble in the military, it's not real trouble, it's military trouble, right? And so it kept me in a status of being able to grow up for 8 years without being subjected to the real problems that can arise by making a mistake as a civilian. It goes permanently on your record and can cause irreparable damage. But so there's a tremendous amount of value in what you do with those years, and I'd love to hear your feedback on, if you could give back your degree or give back what you learned while you were in college and replace it with all that time being added back to your life and all of that money being added back to your life, do you think you could make better of it now? I think yes, but there's also a little bit of a hindsight is 2020. Maybe at that point in my life, I wouldn't have done better with that time and that money. Maybe I would have just wasted it. Who knows? So let me hear what you guys have to say. I think it's an interesting question, and we often get, nagging on college, and I'm not really a fan of college. I just want to know, what would you replace that time with? What would you replace that money spent with now knowing? And how do you think you would have responded with that additional time and money at the time, knowing what you knew then? Because I can tell you at 18, I didn't know that much. And I'll probably think next year that I didn't know that much when I was 33. And the year after, I didn't know that much when I was 34. We're always learning and evolving. Now, there are people out there that are 50 that never learned and evolved. They just haven't poured into themselves. They sit around watching Maury and Oprah, and they don't learn anything, right? But, most of us, if you're pouring into yourself, you're always wiser now than you were back then. And back then, what would I have done with that time and money? Would I have blown it? Would I have got a new car? Would I have, invested in myself? Would I have went and got a job and spent that time learning an actual trade or craft that was worthwhile? I hope so, but I don't know if I would have done that. I don't know what I would have done with it. Thankfully I had the military, and the military giving me the college for free. So it's a little bit different for me. But I know many people that have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. I know even more people that have 3 years of college and no degree. Would they give that time back? Would they have used it properly? Knowing what you know now, how would you have used it? Let's try to get this information out there as a collective so that we can comb back through it in a future video and send it out to some of these kids. And hopefully one of them listens to the, learn from my mistakes aspect of, is college worth it? Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this is a helpful video. Please interact. Please subscribe. Please like the video. And please comment, because these comments is what drives the conversation that will help future people, future generations, and then maybe just make us all feel better about what decisions we have made and where we're at, and start to look forward what we can do now. Thank you for watching.